Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever time of day you are listening to this. This is DB2 Bets, which is brought to you by Betstamp, where we use the Betstamp app and find the best odds available. What's going on? Josh Elijah here. Hope you've been having a fantastic week, just full of nothing but sunshine and rainbows, and just enjoying the weather, enjoying the summer months. We're nearing the end of July here, which means it's August. We're really in the thick of the dog days of summer. Whenever August comes around, I always have this initial panic that the summer is almost over and it's going to be time to go back to school, but I haven't had to worry about that in over a decade. So I don't know why, but it's just still like
it's traumatizing.
Every August, I feel weird.
I wake up in the middle of the night. Oh no, I'm not ready for school.
I'm not ready for school. I don't have a notebook or anything.
I'm out of school for years.
Yeah. But it's
so
a fantastic
true.
week. It's just,
True.
I always just get the heebie-jeebies when August comes around, and then I have a couple pops, and I feel better. But it's been a crazy week. We got our co-host Mikey Fulmer. Mikey, how you doing, buddy? Great to have you back with us here.
Yeah, I'm doing good, boys. It's good to be back with a hiatus there, doing baby things, preparing for baby things,
preparing to be a
That's
dada.
good.
That's
how you guys doing?
Fantastic. Oh man, very good, very good. It's been a busy week. I actually had the chance to jump on and record an episode of the Walk Off podcast, a fantastic Blue Jays podcast hosted by my boy Scott Belford, and a bunch of just amazing baseball minds as well. They know what they're talking about. It was super refreshing. So I had a chance to be able to do that, and I was actually in Toronto for the last couple of days, just in there for work, but had the chance to, go check out the Jays again. Cardinals were in town, so it was great to see Pujols one last time before.
You saw that?
Yeah. It was
nice.
It was on the Tuesday. So yeah, a great home win. I'm also a big Cards fan because of my dad, so I took my pops out to the game as well. So just
nice.
A good father-son bonding moment as well, and being able to catch two of our favorite teams and catch a George Springer dinger as well, and not only just a dinger, but a grand slam. I think that's probably the first I've ever seen a grand slam in real life. So I mean, that was pretty special. Not only that though, but had a chance to go kick it with some of our East End friends and go check out our producer up there in the corner and anchor of the show, Birdman.
Yo,
how you doing, buddy?
Good. I feel like I've finally recovered from.
I was about to ask, how are you feeling? We're Thursday now. We really tied one on a Monday. Are you feeling a bit?
A Monday, so brutal.
You animals.
It was a great time though.
You know what?
I wish you were with us, Mikey.
Fine.
Oh man,
Mondays I'm way too scared. Monday through Thursday, school nights, I'm in bed by 9:30, covers up to my chin.
Absolutely.
That's the way real sports fans do it, though. Monday through Thursday. They don't wait till Friday and Saturday.
There it is. Absolutely. I mean, that's the problem, though, is that a lot of our friends are they're in the bar industry and working in restaurants and bars or whatnot. So that Monday is their Saturday, and they're ready to buck. So,
and all those West Coast games, you don't want to miss them. They start at 10:30. You can't miss those games,
right? Yeah. Even though it's way past my bedtime, but man, it was great to tie one on out in the East End over there. It was great. But not to mention, super stoked to be able to have a favorite now back on the show with us. We had him. Oh man, we had you on our long form podcast, and now here on DB2 Bets. You recognize him from Much Music, ET Canada, Z103.5. and BODOG ambassador. We got Rick Campanelli on the show,
guys.
aka Rick the Tap. Rick!
Pleasure to be here, boys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Josh, you forgot to mention Buck Martinez, the return of the voice of the Blue Jays. I heard there was a standing ovation for him the other night. His kids were out there. Speaking of fathers and sons going to the games, his kids came out to support him that night. And that was a long battle that he had with his cancer. So great to see Buck Martinez back.
So fantastic. I mean, yeah, it was incredible. There was a huge standing ovation as well at the game. Not only that, though, but I went back and I listened to the whole broadcast again after the game as well, just to be able to catch a bit of Buck as well. So great to have him back behind the mic as well.
Yeah.
I love the Blue Jays broadcast as well. When it comes to just having Buck back is amazing. He's just been a staple for years with Pat Tabler, but Dan Schulman as well is just just an ace. Like, man, he's just as good as it comes when it comes to broadcast.
All three great voices for the Blue Jays. Proud to have those guys. Honored to have those guys calling games for our Jays.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was definitely a great experience, especially on Tuesdays. So yeah, man, let's jump into it. But first, I mean, we were just chatting about the lid that you got on over there, and you were down actually for the All-Star Game in LA.
Oh man, bucket list moment right there at Dodger Stadium.
So cool.
Sick.
You know, and I learned, Dodger Stadium, built in '62, they had only hosted one previous MLB All-Star Game in 1980, I think it was. And until this year, the second MLB All-Star game hosting it, and Dodger Stadium was on fire. It was electric. The atmosphere was unbelievable. Beautiful night in Southern California.
Oh man, absolutely.
I was only there for 15 hours because I had to get back to my other job, but 15 glorious hours witnessing it. Now the game, guys, was, as you saw, wasn't the most exciting of All-Star games. But the American League seemed to do it again. That was 9 straight now over the National League. So yeah, at least our Blue Jays, the ones that were there, won the game. So yeah, good times.
Absolutely. And it seems like year after year, like we've been pretty persistent with having quite a few, like a handful of Blue Jays making the All-Star roster. I mean, even just being able to have Manoah and Vladdy as named starters too. And Alejandro Kirk as well. Being named starters. And then of course having George Springer and having Santiago Espinal as well being a late addition, along with Jordan Romano. I mean, like that's fun. And that's the kind of momentum that you look for within the All-Star break, being able like, hey, we got some studs on our team. And then since the All-Star game, I mean, as of Wednesday, we finally took an L to the Cardinals as well. But the Jays have been coming out. They've been coming out gangbusters, especially since the firing of Montoya.
Have they ever? And if we're talking odds on this program right here, as soon as the break ended, I think the Jays were at the site I'm on plus 2,500 to win it all. I just checked right now before the game starts tonight against Detroit at the Rogers Center. Yeah, that's already cut in half. It's plus 1,200 for the Jays to win. So
that's shifted already, like that, because I think when I checked yesterday, it was 1,800. Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty wild.
They're shooting in this direction only. And you got to think, against Detroit, they're going to win a number of these games. Although tonight, I don't know, might be a little tough for them. They got a pitcher that's coming back from injury. Who knows how he's going to perform tonight? But we'll see. The Tigers are on a roll too. I think they won a series against the Padres just recently. So we'll see. We'll see what happens at the Rogers Center.
I mean, Mike, that's your team. Those are your Tigers. Any thoughts on them?
You know what? I've been down on them all year. Like you said, they caught a little bit of fire recently with a few wins. But when you're lining up against the Blue Jays, I'm still a little pessimistic about my Tigers.
Fair enough.
Kikuchi though, like, unpredictable. So
I didn't know Tigers were your team. I tend to tune in late on their games some days, and they seem to me, whenever I tune in late, they come back and win things in the bottom of the ninth.
They grind a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sitting there. I'm watching more, being up in London, watching a lot more Jays now than I am Tigers. I grew up Tigers because I'm a Windsor guy, but they're grinding. I think there was more expectation to start the year with some of their young guys like Torkelson and some of their young arms that they maybe be pushing maybe for a wild card, hopefully be above 500. Hasn't worked out that way, but you know what? They'll surprise you. They'll ruin some bets for sure.
They will. They'll ruin some parlays for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. I mean, like, hey, especially if you're going to win a game on the road here, it would make sense if it was against Kikuchi, who's been a bit of a struggle. It's a project that hasn't really quite worked out. He does get some swings and misses, but he just hasn't been able to piece everything together, which is what I'm really hoping heading into the trade deadline, that we're able to pick up an end of rotation pitcher somewhere within the 4 and 5 to give either Kikuchi or Stripling a bit of relief, so that we can have that mid reliever maybe return back to the pen.
You say Kikuchi, I say put your money on the Tigers tonight.
There you go. There it is. Put your money on the Tigers. And that's actually something we're putting our bets in for Friday, July the 29th. And we got something for Saturday, July 30th as well. Unfortunately, we were really looking to have some sort of odds that were available for the Jays and Tigers, but because they're playing tonight on Thursday when we're recording this, they aren't quite together for Alek Manoah's start tomorrow. So we got other picks up our sleeves, and I think now would be a good time to jump into it. So we'll start off with a couple of your picks. We'll start off with our baseball picks here, and then move forward. Now, Rick, if you can, before we jump in, maybe tell us a little bit about what's going on with you and BODOG, because for a lot of us, BODOG is what has been one of our go-to sports books for years.
It's a really cool opportunity at the mall, isn't it? You know, I think it started in the mid '90s when I was starting at Much Music, and I always knew of BODOG.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So to be involved with BODOG for the past year and a half, 2 years, it's been an absolute honor. You know, I love entertainment; it's my bread and butter. I love talking music, movies, you know, TV, but sports is something I grew up on and playing and taking phys ed at university, and I've always been so big into sports. I loved talking sports. I was never one of those guys that would be part of a sports cast, but I was one of those guys at the bar with a beer that could talk for hours about any sport. And I love sports so much, every sport out there. I think BODOG saw that in some of my posts. They contacted me. It was all a social media relationship. And they said, well, would you like to, you know, talk sports and be an ambassador for us at BODOG? And I said, yes, right away.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful relationship. You know, they send me to places it reminds me of the good old days of Much and ET, where my producers used to send me on assignments, you know, whether it was, you know, the Cannes Film Festival or Rock in Rio. But now I get to go to sporting events and talk about the actual events. It's a dream. It's a dream job. Like, you know, I've been very, very fortunate. I've had a bunch of dream jobs. Like, you go through one lifetime and you have, you know, most people don't even have one dream job, but I've got to hold down 3 amazing jobs that I'm passionate about. I love to do. So that's what happened with BODOG a year and a half ago, and the relationship is going strong. And I love doing it. I love talking sports, and I love being an ambassador for BODOG Canada.
I mean, like you said, they have been around since day one. And usually, like when someone wants to get into betting, I usually find that, you know, they end up with a BODOG account to start. So it's always just been really good to get into the game. And you know, I've won a bunch of money with them, and I've lost a bunch of money. So it's that's just the name of the game, isn't it? So that's fantastic.
Josh, we all have.
But
now the whole landscape, of course, in Ontario, you know, everyone and their sister has a site. You know.
Everybody and their father-in-law, and that's not even a stretch of the imagination, because I've got my father-in-law pretty much hooked on this. So
this province legally now, and no, it's all exciting.
Very exciting.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's jump into it, and I guess we'll kick it off with your take here on the Yankees, as the Yankees open up their series against the Kansas City Royals, which. Look at that timing. The New York Yankees get Benintendi.
I've always loved Andrew Benintendi. I loved him with the long locks when he was with the Red Sox. I love. It's too bad he cut his hair. I love those long locks. It reminds me of me in high school. But no, like, you just gotta go with Garrett Cole at home in the Bronx. You know, they're coming off 2 losses to their crosstown rivals, the Mets. They're not going to lose at home to the Kansas City Royals tomorrow.
No. Especially after taking their All-Star. Like, that's literally the player that they sent to the All-Star team.
Yeah. I wonder who flew Benintendi to New York. Was it the Kansas City payroll?
I was thinking that. I was wondering if they flew in together.
Okay.
But no, you got to put the house on the Yankees tomorrow. It's tomorrow, right? I gotta make sure.
Yeah. We're covering that game for Friday, July 29th.
Tonight, but yeah, tomorrow, the Garrett Cole game. I'm all over the Yankees. I'm gonna parlay it with a couple others. You know, I'm big into parlays these days. I like parlays. You know, a little down on a big payout, as you guys know.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna put that one with. I love going with the over down in Colorado.
Yes, this is also another one that I'm very, very interested with. So before we jump into that as well, I think it's going to be confirmed that we're going to go with the Yankees. We were originally just talking about them straight up, but we looked at the money line, and it's minus 300 for a lot of sports books. So we're actually going to take them on the run line. Minus 1.5. I looked up the odds on BODOG. You can get those at minus 175 available on BODOG. We're probably going to do Bet 99. That's just one of our books that we usually usually go with, and that is at minus 150. So you're saving a few points there. So we're going to take them. New York Yankees with Garrett Cole on the mound against a 2-6 Bubich. What a name. 2-6 with a 5.33 ERA. Decent lefty, but I think you obviously got to go with Garrett Cole on this one. So we're going to take that bet 9-9.
Josh, I'm not even afraid to put money down on a straight up bet going like minus 3.5, minus 4.5, even minus 5.5 on the Yankees. That's good value right there.
Oh, yeah.
The Yankees go back home. They need a win. They need a big win in front of their fans. They don't want to get booed in the Bronx. So
especially after struggling against the Baltimore Orioles. So it's something that they definitely need a bit of that. And, just picking up Benintendi, that just shows what kind of juice and what kind of firepower that they have and preparing for maybe any other big acquisitions heading into this trade deadline. So.
Well, even with Giancarlo Stanton out, they're a solid lineup. These Bronx Bombers, and now you've just added Andrew Benintendi. These are sluggers, man. These are great baseball players. So you lose a star player like Stanton, but you gain a Benintendi. But that whole roster is lights out. That whole roster are a bunch of sluggers and can send some out of the ballpark.
Absolutely.
I love the Benintendi pick up 100% too. He kind of brings a different dynamic, right? He can set the table, hits doubles. Like he's
hitting for average. You're not getting much power out of him. He's hitting for average.
So much power anyways, though, right? Like I think
exactly
he can extend innings, extend at bats, get pitchers deep in counts. Like it's a fantastic addition. Plus he's won a World Series. He's a September and October player for sure.
Absolutely.
And he's an Italian in Brooklyn, back home. Well, not back home, but
there it is.
You're gonna love him there.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I was hoping that the Jays might want to be able to target him to be able to have some sort of a depth, but I think it was kind of already written on the wall with him heading over to New York. So that's fine. At least they are not in the conversation for Juan Soto. That's fine. Take the Yankees out of it. I don't think that they would make any sort of move for Soto. So let's just leave it at that. So sweet. We'll take the Yankees on that on the run line there. Now you're talking about a parlay. We love us a good parlay. Talk to us, Rick. What do you got here?
Well, I'm going to add I love the overs down in Denver, down in Colorado. The air is thin. Balls fly out of the ballpark. Although last couple of games, the scores have been low in Colorado. That's why I'm hoping for over the weekend against the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are one of those teams too. Sometimes they're not going to give you a whole bunch of runs. They have the talent to give you, into the teens some games, and I expect this in Colorado over the weekend. So I'm gonna take the over in all those games this series with LA visiting the Rockies in Colorado.
Now, I was very interested to hear about this because we have Colorado. They're throwing out Chad Kuhl on the mound, who's 6-5 with a 4.4 ERA. Love to see that higher ERA and then bet the over. However, the last time that these teams faced, Chad Kuhl went up and tossed a scoreless 9 innings against the Dodgers back in June, also in Colorado.
Won't happen back to back. That's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. And even more
perfect. Just wanted to
put more money on that over.
Yeah. And then you have Urias on the mound as well, 9-6 with a 2.72 ERA for the Dodgers going up. So I definitely would love to see like a 7-6 final, something along those lines. Keep it close. But I would love to see something along those lines. Let's go. Let's take the over. I see BODOG has it minus 110. That's probably some of the best odds that you're going to find out there. We found a slight edge over on Pinnacle, over 11.5 runs at minus 107. So we're going to take that, but we also see them available on Bet99 for minus 110 as well. So we're going to be able to parlay that along with our Yankees win as well.
All those sites, Josh, have them at 11.5. The over.
Yep. That's the over at 11.5. That looks like it's pretty much across the board. We're looking at over 11.5 or under.
It's pretty average. If you look at all their games this year, and as the season ends, 11.5, 11, 12 in there is kind of average for a game in Colorado.
Oh yeah, and who's that first baseman there, Mike? Who's just been tearing it up this year? CJ Crone, if
our fantasy guy, our fantasy stud.
That's our guy. He's been yamming the ball. all year. So it's been real exciting to watch that. So hopefully just look for a very high scoring affair there. Like you mentioned, it's not going to happen with another shutout. They definitely have watched some tape. They're going to be able to figure this guy and hopefully figure him out quick.
And if anyone can figure it out, it's the Dodgers. And if it does happen again back to back, I'll do something crazy. I'll streak somewhere. I don't know. The Tiger Cat game. I
don't know. Me too. Why not? Chalk it up. Parlay it with me streaking too. How about that? Yeah. Love it. Okay, so we're going to take the Dodgers and the Rockies over 11.5 on Bet99 or BODOG as well. Best odds in the market are -107 available on Pinnacle. Now, we got one more pick before we move over to our other league as well, as we have a Saturday pick for you. But Mikey, you're talking about the Marlins game. You really like the Marlins and Mets matchup that we see here.
I wouldn't say I really, really like, but when you get the Marlins at home with the Cy Young probably front runner and Sandy Alcantara. And I think you get them, you get a plus number on that for them to win. I think you got to take that, don't you? Mets look good. I mean, they're coming off a couple big statement wins over the Yanks, but that they also might be due for a little bit of a letdown. If Alcantara can go deep in that game, probably be a low scoring game. I like the Marlins greasing that one out. I mean, and it's a coin flip, but I gotta love the stud pitcher there, and you're getting probably plus 110, plus 115.
Mike, who's pitching for the Mets that day?
Who's pitching for the Mets? Who
got Bassett,
who's good. He's had 6 or 7 quality starts in a row. So it'll be a pitcher's duel. I mean, Mets
and the Marlins are playing really good baseball. Let's not forget that they are in the talks of a wild card spot here. So I mean, it is. I wouldn't put it past them. The Mets are playing really good baseball. But Bassett is a pretty decent pitcher. He's sporting a 372 average, but like you mentioned, he's been pitching really well as of recently. So definitely, why not take him? I think that's a pretty good way to go when it comes to the best odds that we were able to find. They're plus 120 available on PointsBet. But go ahead and make sure you use the BetStamp app because it highlights all of these sports books that are going to have the best odds that are available. And then, of course, if you are looking to set up a new account, all you have to do is go to betstamp.app/Ontario and use promo code DB2 in order to set up an account for any of these sports books that we're chatting about. Or you just simply download the app, make sure you do your line shopping, and then go to your account and add in the referral code DB2, and then you are set to go. So, let's do it. Why not? Miami Marlins, we're going to take them plus 120, best odds available on PointsBet there.
I like it. That's a value bet right there.
Good value bet. Sweet. Now, really, really excited to cap this all off here, as this is going to be our first time that we place anything in MLS. But you so please, this is brand new territory for us, Rick. Educate us. Would love to hear, because man, I've been dying to go to a TFC game. Bird, have you been to a TFC game yet? No, not yet.
No, the atmosphere is electric down there.
It's just special.
Yeah, even with the losing record, the fans show out, man.
Well, it's soccer fans. It's not baseball fans or football fans. It's soccer, passionate. It's a religion to these people that show up at BMO Field. I love the new additions. I love the Italian invasion.
Yeah,
and I think with they lost a big one the other night in Vancouver against the Whitecaps for the Voyager Cup. But they've been playing some great soccer. It's a long shot, guys. But
of course,
I see plus 400 for the TFC with Lorenzo Insigne and Bernardeschi and Bradley and all these amazing players. I'm going to take it. So over at BODOG,
I love it.
I'm going to take that and add that to my parlay.
Absolutely.
You never know.
That's a huge
Revolution aren't having this standout season that they've had in the past. So and in soccer, like baseball, I think anything can happen and football on any given day. So
absolutely, with
the new blood, the new red blood at TFC, I'm taking them.
Absolutely. And you know what? Plus 400 is the best odds that you can find out there. It matches up with Bet99, who also has them at plus 400. And you know what? I mean, New England, they are the heavy favorites in this. But I mean, hey, for our first pick, we're going to have to go with our boys in red and take the TFC.
I think Insigne is going to score multiple this game.
Oh, really? So are you saying that maybe you might want to take sprinkle a little bit on a player prop on the side?
I may just be doing that as well. Yeah.
I love it.
When I invest in one game, I invest across the board.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. Sweet. Well, I love it all around. Let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna be able to put this all together, wrap a bow on it, and it's time for our segment where we have the pick and roll, brought to you by DB2 Bets and Betstamp, of course, where we use the Betstamp app to find those best odds available. And to kick it all off, we're gonna go with the New York Yankees, taking them on the run line, minus 1.5 runs at minus 150, available on Bet99. Then we're going to go over to the Dodgers and Rockies game. We're going to take them over 11.5 runs. Best odds available are over at Pinnacle at minus 107, followed by the Miami Marlins. We're going to take them straight up on the money line, available at PointsBet for plus 120. And then over to TFC as they take on New England, and we're going to be taking them at plus 400 against New England. Plus 400 is available at Bet99 or BODOG. You can find these odds over any of the sports books. So go ahead and do your line shopping there as well. Rick, man,
yes,
thank you so much for being able to jump on with us. It's always just a pleasure.
Here's my question now to you guys. With that parlay, am I doing a $2, a $10, a $20, or a $50 on that parlay?
Whoa. Well, I mean, I don't know what you're rolling with in your roll.
with that TFC tacked on there, plus 400.
How many bands you got there, Rick?
For BODOG's taking care of you.
I would definitely. I mean, I think it makes sense to at least throw a little 5 chip on it. I mean, like, why not? I'm sure. I mean, that's probably more or less our speed that we're going at over here. But what are you thinking?
Well, I'm not sure yet. But once I put the pick in, I will let you know, Josh. How's that?
That sounds great.
I'm sure you'll be following along at home once these games are happening.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It definitely makes it a little bit more interesting. And you know what we're looking for? A good week here. We're back on track. We hit a little bit of a blip, but last week we went 2 wins, 2 losses. So hopefully going to be staying on par for that. So definitely going to be keeping an eye out for all these picks as well. But yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you download the Betstamp app. And if you've missed any of these picks and you need to go back and reference them, we're available in the media picks as well. So all of them will be posted. They're actually live right now with all the picks that we're going to be rolling with. So you can go there and see all of our picks that are available in the Betstamp app under the Marketplace Media Picks. But other than that, this will be available on all platforms, including YouTube as well. So we're really excited to be able to be launching that, and keep an eye out on all socials as we're putting together our condensed picks for the pick and roll. But one more time, Rick Campanelli on the show. Rick, again, a pleasure. Thank you so much. We love chatting with you. You're always just a ray of sunshine, and it's just it is great to be able to catch up.
No,
with you.
Guys, 100%. It's an honor to be invited. Even if my whole parlay blows up and none of those come through, let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
Absolutely.
Let's do it again. Why not? I mean, like, obviously right now we're getting close to football.
Yeah, we got to get you back to football.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. And hockey and basketball are just around the corner anyway. So really
I'll talk sports any time of day with you guys. I love doing it. So thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Thanks so much, Rick. We'll talk soon.
Cheers.
And for everyone else listening, have yourself a great week, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.